Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the news for you today coming from HellHades and his channel and his team about the fact that they are going to be working on a game studio and a game that is going to be entering the same marketplace as Raid Shadow Legends. So what I've done is I've gone through his video, which I will link to down below. I promised in today's daily wrap-up video that I would go over this more in depth and do a dedicated breakdown of it because I know some of the people involved and I kind of know the Raid industry and I've had similar thoughts to HellHades. So I want to give you my thoughts on this, and I watched his video. I broke it down into an outline and some of the main notes from it. So we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, I'll just kind of go through these bullet points and give you my thoughts. So they have been asked for a long time about creating their own game, and now they are making it happen. That is true. So as creators and leaders in the community, it's always a popular talking point of like, when are we going to get some sort of like community-driven game and some competitors out there in the industry that really strive to do it the right way. And I've always been shocked about this the last few years. I'm like, with the success of Raid Shadow Legends, it blows my mind that we haven't seen like game studios popping up and producing similar games to Raid that can truly compete with it. We just see kind of like low budget cash grabs or like completely different art styles that just don't even try to compete with Raid. And it's really interesting that everyone just kind of lets Raid have a monopoly on the space. So I definitely understand where they're coming from, and I think it's a good opportunity to get in there and compete in the marketplace because we haven't seen anything for like 5 years that truly competes with Raid. And then the team is going to be consisting mainly of HellHades, Sham, and then Dan. Now, I've interacted with all of these people, and I've known them for a few years. I've interacted most with Hades and Sham. Sham, I believe, is the guy that was developing Incarnate, and I interviewed him on my live stream, interacted with him a lot behind the scenes, and helped promote Incarnate and all of that. Super top-notch guy. So seeing him involved, I think that's a great partner for them to bring on, and I always enjoyed interacting with him. I know that he's genuinely passionate about games and he truly wants to produce an amazing game, so I think he's going to fit right in there with Hades and his team. They're in between Hades and Dan. And they're going to be partnering with a massive fantasy IP, although the specific name cannot yet be revealed. Okay, I think that's important. I think you're going to want a dedicated fan base that's excited to support your game. So you've got like your Marvel Strike Force and your Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. They're probably going to be trying to go a similar route to that. Now, can they get Marvel or Star Wars to partner with them? That's going to be pretty hefty. That would be a huge price tag, but they're probably going to get some sort of IP to be partnering with them on this journey to try and compete with Raid Shadow Legends. And because right here, the next bullet point, the game is going to be the same genre as Raid Shadow Legends with a rich world, creatures, and heroes. And then this next bullet point is super important. So the development process is going to take around 16 to 20 months. That actually surprises me almost on the low end. I would think it's going to take like 2.5 years, but that's encouraging that their goals as of right now is about a year and a half. It looks like to probably get like a playable beta, and then it's going to have at least 300 playable heroes planned. This is the thing that all these game developers miss, in my opinion. Raid launched with like 350 heroes, and that's why it was able to really blossom and blow up. All these games come out with like 40 champions. I instantly knew that Eternal Evolution was not going to be successful long term. When I saw that it launched with like 42 heroes, I was like, nope, next. It's done. It's going to be like a decent side game that's fun for a few months. But everybody that told me Eternal Evolution was going to blow up and be this massive raid killer, and I'm crazy because I just don't see it. Well, we fast forward a few months and Eternal Evolution is exactly what I said it was going to be from the start. So I'm glad to see that they understand that you need a wide array of tons of playable heroes. So it looks like so far their plans and their thought process is in alignment with something that I would like to see. Emphasizing depth, allowing different squad compositions, gear customization, all of that's to be expected. PvP gameplay will be balanced and the game will be free to play. Those two things are very important. You cannot charge to download a game in the gacha industry. You can't charge like $4.99 to download the game, or people just simply don't try it. So it's got to be free to play. That's good. The fact that PvP gameplay is balanced is going to be a double-edged sword. That's going to be great, obviously, for the majority of the player base, and people are going to love to hear that. But they do also need an incentive to spend so they can recoup their investment cost and have the game make money. So it's going to be really hard to to find that balance point for sure. And it's why like Raid, I mean, the highest spenders in the game, they want to spend because they want to win in PvP. They want to win in the arena. They want to finish high in platinum and all of that. So if the PvP is all balanced, that could run the risk of missing out on a lot of revenue from your highest spending players. But flip side of that is you'll get a lot more support and a lot more positive support from the overall community. And it looks like they are seeking investment and have a Patreon for those interested in supporting the game's development. That's obviously very important, and I would say it's a project worth believing in. So if you've got the means to do so, I think it would be smart money spent to go ahead and support them on Patreon. The Fateless website, social media pages, and Discord server are available for community engagement and updates. I'm going to link to Hades' official video down below where you can find all of the stuff that he's kind of talking about right here in the video. And Hades has always been one of the passionate people in Raid and in the community, and always looking for bigger macro type stuff. He dove in headfirst and was passionate about it day one, started his channel, started his website, now starting a new game. So he has definitely always been one of the most passionate people in the community about really looking at the big picture and doing big things in the future. The game will also prioritize quality, visuals, and gameplay to stand out in the genre. Now, to stand out in the genre is going to be difficult with a game like Raid out there, but Raid is coming up to the point where it began development probably like 8 years ago. So I think it's a little bit more realistic now to compete with a game like Raid because you have huge resources of like AI generated artwork that makes it a lot easier to get templates out there and brainstorm and get some amazing visuals if you have the right tools in place and the people that can get the most value out of those tools. So I think within the last 6 months, it's become a lot more realistic to try and compete with Raid with a smaller team. So that's probably going to be encouraging and something they'll be looking to take advantage of, is these different innovations in the digital community that we've seen in the last 6 months. The development team is partnering with a large studio to enhance artistic and game building capabilities. So again, that's going to be important if you're starting out with a small team. I think they're going with a pretty big scope here for their first project. I mean, not developing like a cheaper version of a game. They are right out the gate going to be trying to dive in and compete with a game like Raid, which means like they kind of showed here, you're going to want to partner with a massive IP to get that quick growth and get a massive fan base that is interested in trying your game to get that initial push, and then also partnering with a studio that can help provide you with the backbone of some of the assets you're going to need to be able to compete. So all of that sounds proper, and their head is in the right space to get the things done. They're going to be required to dive in and do it properly. And then lastly here, they said the journey will take about 18 months, and the team is dedicated to delivering a high quality game. So they're probably going to be prioritizing doing it the right way, delaying things if they had to, and making sure that they actually follow through and give a high quality product with over 300 heroes with really good visuals from a strong IP and the backing of a big studio they plan on partnering with. So honestly, all of this sounds pretty good. I don't really have a concern or something negative. Like, these different talking points that Hades goes over in this video are things I would have brought up if I was in a meeting with them. So it looks like, I mean, obviously Hades is a smart guy. He's surrounded by smart people on his team. They haven't really embarked on a project that they've failed on. I mean, Hades' YouTube channel, Hades' website, everything they've kind of done has been a successful project and has been carefully crafted from start to finish. So I'm sure this will be no different. It is going to be tough. It's going to be very difficult to get it to snowball. Like I said in my daily wrap-up video this morning, it is going to be a difficult project, but I do think they've got the people and the minds and the capability to pull it off. So I think they're a little bit quick on the timeline. I don't think, I would be shocked if 16 months happened. Now maybe they'll have some sort of like gameplay trailers and like quick predetermined beta to try out in 12 to 16 months. But if they're looking for like an 18-month release, I would say that would surprise me. I mean, it would pleasantly surprise me. I'm rooting for them. I hope they get that done. But yeah, 18 months would really surprise me. I think it's probably going to end up being close. Like, by the time we actually get like a global launch, fully cracked release, probably going to be closer to like 2.5 years if I had to like try and predict. But I did also get confirmation from Mr. HellHades himself that he's willing to come over here on the channel and discuss this stuff with me. So I'm excited to pick his brain and sit down with him when we can get our schedules to line up and then walk through some of these different things and some of his concerns and some of the things that he is hopeful for and what the thought process was on this and when he kind of started thinking about this and how the team took place. And we're going to give HellHades a chance to explain all of this stuff in his own words, and I can bring up maybe some of the concerns that I have and some of the things that I like and some of the things that are going on within the project, and we can get a full scope of this because it's exciting. I always say I want more competition because I think that's better for the consumer. Like if you live somewhere where you only have one internet service provider, they don't care if they give you good internet. What are you going to do? Have no internet or use their internet? But if you live somewhere where you have 5 different choices of internet service providers, they have to do a good job because they're fighting for your business. So the more games out there that are going to step in and actually try to realistically compete with Raid, I think is the better for all of us. It's the better for the consumer. We'll have more things to try and more things in the industry that can help innovate and keep things moving forward for the consumer to benefit. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I think it's big news and I am rooting for them. I hope this ends up being a successful project because everybody involved is someone I know and believe in. So we will also line up a time with HellHades to stop by the channel and be able to answer some of your questions down below. Maybe if you leave them down below, like if you have questions, if you made it this far in the video, appreciate you, but leave a question down below and I might go through the comment section with HellHades and we can maybe answer some questions that you, the viewer, have that you want me to bring up when I do a collaboration with HellHades. So that'll do it for me on this one. As always, thanks for watching, and I will link to HellHades' video down below if you want to be able to find the different socials that are involved with this project and all of that. So have a good rest of your day. I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.